Hi, I'm Ryder, creator of the bullet journal method, and today we'll be looking into the only notebook in the world designed from the ground up for bullet journaling. I'm really excited about this video because I finally get to geek out about something that I spent years designing. I'm going deep, so feel free to skip around to the part that interests you the most. Before I dive in though, I want to clearly state that you don't need any specific type of notebook to bullet journal. The best notebook is the one that you love to use. And today I want to share some of the reasons why I love to use the second edition of the bullet journal notebook. Let's dive in. One thing I don't like about traditional planners and calendars is that they have too much structure. I'd always end up with all these empty, wasted pages, which made me feel guilty or lazy. It created unnecessary pressure and tension that made journaling unpleasant. These tools just don't make me feel welcome. When designing the notebook, I wanted to create something that made you feel welcome. To feel welcome, you have to be able to make something your own. I had to find this balance between offering just enough structure to support your practice without getting in the way of your practice. Some of my favorite features in the Edition 2 ended up being so subtle that they could easily be missed. I needed a way to communicate these features without additional packaging. To solve for this, I took advantage of this belly band that comes wrapped around the notebook. The belly band serves to both identify the product on the shelf and points out the features inside. So take a look before you toss it. On the inside, you'll also find a bunch of different links to additional bullet journal resources. The notebook is an A5, 5.75 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. The same dimensions as the now retired Edition 1, just a little bit thicker. I love the size of the original and I wanted them to sit neatly on the shelf next to each other. Generating a library of bullet journal notebooks is a wonderful bonus of this practice. The hardcover is made of adorable animal-free material. It comes in two colors, our classic evergreen black and our annual color, a color that we only offer for 1 year. Why? For 3 reasons. 1, it keeps our offering fresh and fun. 2, it can help you visually distinguish years in your Bujo library. Most importantly, it supports a core Bujo philosophy, memento mori, or remember death. Remembering that all things past can help us better appreciate the present. I use color as a gentle reminder to make the most out of every day. Inside the cover of the notebook, you'll find this fancy spread. It represents both form and function. The grid guide is a tool to help design-forward bullet journalists quickly divide up their pages by mapping out how the page is separated. This makes laying out tables and charts much easier. On the other side is a Venn diagram representing the purpose to lead a more intentional life by aligning our actions with our beliefs and values. Bujo uses symbols to classify entries. The key provides examples of the most commonly used symbols or bullets to help you get started. It also serves as a place where you can collect any bullets you may develop during your own practice. The key in the Edition 2 features dot boxes instead of grid boxes. This is because many in the community use colors with or instead of bullets. Now each square serves as a clean, tiny canvas to organize your thoughts your way. A tool is only as useful as its purpose. The purpose of your notebook is to serve your Bujo practice. The intentions page is there to help you think about what the purpose of your Bujo practice is. Is it to be more organized, more mindful, to help you navigate an illness, launch a YouTube channel? Whatever it is, stating your intention before you begin will provide your practice with more clarity, focus, and purpose. Next, we have the index, which is a dot grid as opposed to a line grid from the last edition. This allows for more customizability. You can now use the index as is or quickly divide it up into columns for different categories like work, home, or school. The notebook features dot grid pages because it offers the structure of a grid and the flexibility of a blank page. The pages feature more white space around the grid than you find in other notebooks. For letters and calligraphers, this provides more room for ornate page topics both horizontally and vertically. For artists and doodlers, this provides more room for decoration. For meta note takers like me, those who take notes on their notes, this is good for marginalia, notes and drawings in the margins. If you're none of the above, the white space outside the grid helps to neatly frame the content inside the grid. It makes the content feel more organized, especially when my handwriting gets sloppy. In addition to the grid guide at the front of the book, you'll also find page dividers on the inner and bottom margins of each page. This will help you quickly lay out your spreads without having to count squares. They were designed to be subtle enough to disappear when you're not looking for them, but quickly accessible when you are. All the pages are also numbered and centered. This will help you both quickly find the middle of your page as well as your content after you index it. Below the page number, you'll note a tiny dot. This is the page status bullet, which serves a few purposes. When you start bullet journaling heavily, chances are that you'll find yourself hunting through pages to find open tasks. This has come up a lot in the Bujo community. We needed a quick way to see which pages still needed our attention and which ones were complete. Some solved this by crossing off page numbers. Others used check marks. This page indicator bullet is my version of solutions generated by the Bujo community. I love it when this happens, when I learn something from the community that improves my own practice. Okay, this is how it works. Once you've completed everything on a page, you can simply mark it as complete, like you would with any other task. Now you don't have to hunt for open tasks on the pages. I used a dot to make it flexible, allowing you to turn it into anything you want. You can use the page status bullet to mark pages as special, important. It's really up to you. The paper used in the Edition 2 was specifically created for bullet journaling. Our community is incredibly diverse, and I didn't want to limit the way we express ourselves in our notebook. The specifically formulated 120 GSM weight paper strikes this perfect balance. It makes the paper much more art-friendly while not being too rigid, so it can still be a great daily driver for minimalists. Its soft white color makes it easy on the eyes for extended periods of journaling. The composition of the new paper drastically reduces ghosting, and the texture is smooth with just enough tooth to make writing a real pleasure. Last but not least, the paper is also FSC certified, which means that it's sustainably sourced. In the back of the notebook, you'll find a pocket, and in that pocket you will find both a guide and a sticker sheet. The pocket guide shows you how to set up your bullet journal and demonstrates what an average month journaling looks like. It makes it a great resource for both beginners as well as a great reference for seasoned bullet journalists. Rather than printing the instructions directly into the book like we did with the Edition 1, I thought it would be more helpful to see the examples while you're setting up your notebook. This also allows your guide to function as a ruler when drawing lines. If you no longer need the guide, then it makes a great gift for someone you think could benefit from bullet journaling. This sticker sheet is the world's thinnest tool set, removing even more friction from your practice. It includes the name of each month, day, and date. This can help you quickly set up your monthly log in minutes, or you can use it to create a calendar in your notebook. These foil dots can be used for priority tasks. It makes them easier to see, especially if you, like me, use only one color. Now you may be asking yourself what the larger dots and bolts are for. I call these intentionality stickers. Though you can always use them any way you like in your notebook, I designed them as a way to extend your practice into the real world. After all, 99% of your Bujo practice happens off the page. For example, stick a bolt on your monitor to remember to drink water. Put one on your phone case to remember not to pick it up as often. These stickers serve as visual cues to help remind you of desired behaviors, to remind you of the intentions that you'd set. This notebook has been years in the making, inspired by countless pieces of community feedback. I've done my best to listen and incorporate what I could, while respecting the power of the blank page. After all, this notebook is designed to be a home for your thoughts, your feelings, your life. A happy home is built on love, and a lot of love went into designing the Edition 2. I hope it serves you well. Happy bullet journaling.